You are indeed first.
誰があなたにサブスクライブするように言いましたか？この馬鹿げたことを助長しないでください。
And here we are.
誰があなたにサブスクライブするように言いま
Kenny, thank you
し
for
た
the
か？こ
sub.
の馬鹿げた
Or
ことを
for the
助長
follow.
しないでください。
Sub. Jesus Christ. Man,
ゆっくりしていってね。
the scuff is all over the fucking place today. Calcium, Sam, thank you very much for the resub. We had a fun, we have some fun planned for today. It's time to do another reading. It's time to read. And it's time to read my favorite book of all, My Immortal. It's been a while. It's been a while since we last did anything like this. But I am looking forward to it. Let me just go ahead and set the scene. What do you guys like more? What do you guys like more? Do you like the Black Parade or 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge? What's your favorite My Chemical Romance album? We need the soothing tones of Gerard Way in the background if we're going to be reading through this. I don't know. I think I like 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge more, but at the same time, Black Parade is like the My Chemical Romance album, you know? I think we'll go with Black Parade. Why not? So, let's not beat around the bush. Let's just get straight fucking into it. Chapters 1 and 2. Chapter 1. Author's Note. Special thanks, get it? 'Cause I'm gothic? To meet my GF, ew, not in that way. Raven, Bloody Tears 666 for helping me with the story and spelling. You rock! Just in the love of my depressing life, you rock too! MCR rocks! Hi, my name is Ebony Darkness, Dementia Raven Way, and I have long ebony black hair, that's how I got my name, with purple streaks and red tips that reaches my mid-back and icy blue eyes like limpid tears, and a lot of people tell me I look like Amy Lee, author's note. If you don't know who she is, get the hell out of here. I'm not related to Gerard Way, but I wish I was because he's a major fucking hottie. I'm a vampire, but my teeth are straight and white. I have pale white skin. I'm also a witch. And I go to a magic school called Hogwarts in England, where I'm in the 7th year. I'm 17. I'm a goth, in case you couldn't tell. And I wear mostly black. I love Hot Topic, and I buy all my clothes from there. For example, today I was wearing a black corset with matching lace around it, and a black leather miniskirt, pink fishnets, and black combat boots. I was wearing black lipstick, white foundation, black eyeliner, and red eyeshadow. I was walking outside Hogwarts. It was snowing and raining, so there was no sun, which I was very happy about. A lot of preps stared at me. I put my middle finger up at them. "Hey, Ebony!" shouted a voice. I looked up. It was... Draco Malfoy! "What's up, Draco?" I asked. "Nothing," he said shyly. But then, I heard my friends call me and I had to go away. Author's note. Is it good? Please tell me, Fangs! See, Sam, this is how I know. This is how I know that you're not a true Gothic. This is how I know that you're not a true Gothic. Alright? We got the music stylings of the Gerard Way here in the background. And you're telling me we need Hogwarts music. We need Harry Potter music. Alright? Someone's sounding like someone's sounding a little bit mugglish around here. Someone's sounding a little bit like a muggle, okay? What are you, some kind of prep? Some kind of prep? This is Gerard Way. He's so fucking hot, dude. Chapter 2. Author's note. Thanks to Bloody Tears 666 for helping me with the chapter. By the way, prep, stop flamming my story, okay? The next day I woke up in my room. It was snowing and raining again. I opened the door of my coffin and drank some blood from a bottle I had. My coffin was black ebony and inside it was hot pink velvet with black lace on the ends. I got out of my coffin and took of my giant MCR t-shirt, which I used for pajamas. Instead, I put on a black leather dress, a pentagram necklace, combat boots, and black fishnets on. I put on 4 pairs of earrings in my pierced ears, and put my hair in a kind of messy bun. My friend Willow, author's note, Raven, this you, woke up and then grinned at me. She flipped her long waist-length raven black hair with pink streaks and opened her forest green eyes. She put on her Marilyn Manson t-shirt with a black mini, fishnets, and pointy high-heeled boots. We put on our makeup, black lipstick, white foundation, and black eyeliner. I saw you talking to Draco Malfoy yesterday, she said excitedly. Yeah, so? I said, blushing. Do you like Draco? She said, as we went out of the Slytherin common room and into the Great Hall. No, I so fucking don't, I shouted. Yeah, right, she exclaimed. Just then, Draco walked up to me. Hi, he said. Hi, I replied flirtily. Guess what? He said. What? I asked. Well, Good Charlotte are having a concert in Hogsmeade, he told me. Oh my fucking god, I screamed. I love GC. They are my favorite band, besides MCR. Well, do you want to go with me? He asked. I gasped. Chapters 3 and 4. Chapter 3. Author's note. Stop flamming the story, preps, okay? Otherwise, thanks to the Gothic people for the good reviews. Thanks again, Raven. Oh yeah, by the way, I don't own this or the lyrics for Good Charlotte. On the night of the concert, I put my black lace-up boots with high heels. Underneath them were ripped red fishnets. I put on a black leather mini dress with all this corset stuff on the back and front. I put on matching fishnet on my arms. I straightened my hair and made it look all spiky. I felt a little depressed then, so I slit one of my wrists. I read a depressing book while I waited for it to stop bleeding, and I listened to some GC. I painted my nails black and put on tons of black eyeliner. Then I put on some black lipstick. I didn't put on foundation because I was pale anyway. I drank some human blood, so I was ready to go to the concert. I went outside. Draco was waiting for me there in front of his flying car. He was wearing a Simple Plan t-shirt. They would play at this show too. Baggy black skater pants, black nail polish, and a little eyeliner. Author's note. A lot for cool boys were, okay? Hi, Draco, I said in a depressed voice. Hi, Ebony, he said back. We walked into his flying black Mercedes-Benz. The license plate said 666, and flew to the place with the concert. On the way, we listened excitedly to Good Charlotte and Marilyn Manson. We both smoked cigarettes and drugs. When we got there, we both hopped out of the car. We went to the mosh pit at the front of the stage and jumped up and down as we listened to Good Charlotte. You come in cold. You're covered in blood. They're all so happy you've arrived. The doctor cuts your cord, hands you to your mom. She sets you free into this life, sang Joel. I don't own the lyrics to that song. Joel is so fucking hot, I said to Draco, pointing to him as he sung, filling the club with his amazing voice. Suddenly, Draco looked sad. What's wrong? I asked as we moshed to the music. Then I caught on. Hey, it's okay, I don't like him better than you, I said. Really? Asked Draco sensitively, and he put his arm around me all protective. Really? I said. Besides, I don't even know Joel, and he's going out with Hillary fucking Duff. I fucking hate that little bitch, I said disgustedly, thinking of her ugly blonde face. The night went on really well, and I had a great time. So did Draco. After the concert, we drank some beer and asked Benji and Joel for their autographs and photos with them. We got GC concert tees. Draco and I crawled back into the Mercedes-Benz, but Draco didn't go back to Hogwarts. Instead, he drove the car into the Forbidden Forest. Chapter 4. Author's Note. I said stop flamming, okay? Ebony's name is Enobi, not Mary Sue, okay? Draco is so in love with her that he is acting different. They knew each other before, okay? Draco! I shouted. What the fuck do you think you're doing? Draco didn't answer, but he stopped flying the car, and he walked out of it. I walked out of it too, curiously. What the fucking hell? I asked angrily. Ebony? What? I snapped. Draco leaned in extra close, and I looked into his gothic red eyes. He was wearing colored contacts, which revealed so much depressing sorrow and evilness, and then suddenly I didn't feel mad anymore. And then... suddenly, just as Draco kissed me passionately. Draco climbed on top of me, and we started to make out keenly against a tree. He took of my top, and I took of his clothes. I even took of my bra. Then he put his thingy into my you-know-what, and we did it for the first time. Oh! 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 I screamed. I was beginning to get an orgasm. We started to kiss everywhere, and my pale body became all warm. And then... What the hell are you doing, you motherfuckers? It was... Dumbledore! Chapter 5. Author's Note. Stop flamming! If you flam, it means or a prep or a pulse. The only reason Dumbledore swore is cause he had a headache, okay? And on top of that, he was mad at them for having sex. Plus, I'm not updating until I get 5 good reviews. Dumbledore made Draco and I follow him. He kept shouting at us angrily. You ludicrous fools! He shouted. I started to cry tears of blood down my pallid face. Draco comforted me. When we went back to the castle, Dumbledore took us to Professor Snape and Professor McGonagall, who were both looking very angry. They were having sexual intercourse in the Forbidden Forest! He yelled in a furious voice. Why did you do such a thing, you mediocre dunces? Asked Professor McGonagall. How dare you? Demanded Professor Snape. And then Draco shrieked, Because I love her! Everyone was quiet. Dumbledore and Professor McGonagall still looked mad, but Professor Snape said, Well, very well. You may go up to your rooms. Draco and I went upstairs while the teachers glared at us. Are you okay, Ebony? Draco asked me gently. Yeah, I guess, I lied. I went to the girls' dorm and brushed my teeth and my hair and changed into a low-cut, black floor-length dress with red lace all around it and black high heels. When I came out, Draco was standing in front of the bathroom, and he started to sing I Just Wanna Live by Good Charlotte. I was so flattered, even though he wasn't supposed to be there. We hugged and kissed. After that, we said goodnight, and he reluctantly went back into his room. Chapter 6. Author's Note. Preps, okay? Plus, I will not update until you give me good reviews. The next day, I woke up in my coffin. I put on a black miniskirt that was all ripped around the end, and a matching top with red skulls all over it, and high-heeled boots that were black. I put on 2 pairs of skull earrings, and 2 crosses in my ears. I spray-painted my hair with purple. In the Great Hall, I ate some Count Chocula cereal with blood instead of milk, and a glass of red blood. Suddenly, someone bumped into me. All the blood spilled over my top. Bastard! I shouted angrily. I regretted saying it when I looked up because I was looking into the pale white face of a gothic boy with spiky black hair with red streaks in it. He was wearing so much eyeliner that I was going down his face, and he was wearing black lipstick. He didn't have glasses anymore, and now he was wearing red contact lenses, just like Draco's, and there was no scar on his forehead anymore. He had a manly stubble on his chin. He had a sexy English accent. He looked exactly like Joel Madden. He was so sexy that my body went all hot when I saw him, kind of like an erection, only I'm a girl, so I don't get one, you sicko. I'm so sorry, he said in a shy voice. That's alright. What's your name? I questioned. My name's Harry Potter. I thought although most people call me Vampire these days, he grumbled. Why? I exclaimed. Because I love the taste of human blood, he giggled. Well, I am a vampire, I confessed. Really? He whimpered. Yeah! I roared. We sat down for a while. Then Draco came up behind me and told me he had a surprise for me, so I went away with him. Chapter 7. Bring Me to Life. Author's Note. Well, okay, guys, I'm only writing this cause I got 5 God reviews. But I don't write the next chapter till I get 10 God Vons. Stop flaming or ill report ooh. Evony isn't a Marie Sue, okay? She isn't perfect. She's a Satanist. She has problems. She's depressed, for God's sake. Draco and I held our pale white hands with black nail polish as we went upstairs. I was wearing red Satanist sings on my nails in red nail polish. Author's Note. See, does that sound like a Maru Su to you? I waved to Vampire. dark misery was in his depressed eyes. I guess he was jealous of me that I was going out with Draco. Anyway, I went upstairs excitedly with Draco. We went into his room and locked the door. Then... we started Frenching passively, and we took off each other's clothes enthusiastically. He felt me up before I took off my top. Then I took off my black leather bra, and he took off his pants. We went on the bed and started making out naked, and then he put his boy's thingy in mine, and we had sex!
Yeah, baby.
See? Isn't Dad stupid? Oh, Draco! Draco! I screamed while getting an orgasm when all of a sudden I saw a tattoo I had never seen before on Draco's arm. It was a black heart with an arrow through it. On it, in gothy, bloody writing, were the words... Vampire! I was so angry. You bastard! I shouted angrily, jumping out of the bed. No, but you don't understand, Draco pleaded, but I knew too much. No, you fucking idiot, I shouted. You probably have AIDS anyway. I put on my clothes all huffy and then stomped out. Draco ran out even though he was naked. He had a really big you-know-what, but I was too mad to care. I stomped out and did so until I was in Vampire's classroom, where he was having a lesson with Professor Snape and some other people. Vampire Potter, you motherfucker! I yelled. Chapter 8. Author's Note. Stop flassing, okay? If you do prep. Everyone in the classroom stared at me, and then Draco came in the room even though he was naked, and started begging me to take him back. Ebony, it's how you think, Draco screamed sadly. My friend Bloody Mary Smith smiled at me understatedly. She flipped her long waist-length gothic black hair and opened her crimson eyes like blood that she was wearing contact lenses on. She had pale white skin that she was wearing white makeup on. Hermione was kidnapped when she was born. Her real parents are vampires, and one of them is a witch, but Voldemort killed her mother and her father committed suicide because he was depressed about it. She still has nightmares about it, and she is very haunted and depressed. It also turns out her real last name is Smith and not Granger. Since she is converted to Satanism, she is in Slytherin now, not Gryffindor. What is it that you desire, you ridiculous dimwit? Snape demeaned angrily in his cold voice, but I ignored him. Vampire, I can't believe you cheated on me with Draco! I shouted at him. Everyone gasped. I don't know why Ebony was so mad at me. I had went out with Vampire. I'm bi, and so is Ebony. For a while, but when he broke my heart, he dumped me because he liked Brittany, a stupid preppy fucker. We were just good friends now. He had gone through horrible problems, and now he was gothic. Haha, like I would hang out with a prep. But I'm not going out with Draco anymore, said Vampire. Yeah, fucking right. Fuck off, you bastard! I screamed. I ran out of the room and into the forbidden forest where I had lost my virility to Draco, and then I started to bust into tears. Chapter 9. Author's note. Stop flaming, okay? I didn't read all the books. This is from the movie, okay? So it's not my fault if Dumbledore swears the Swedes. I said he had a headache. And the reason Snap doesn't lick Harry now is cause he's Christian and Vampire is a Satanist. MCR rocks! I was so mad and sad. I couldn't believe Draco for cheating on me. I began to cry against the tree where I did it with Draco. Then all of a suddenly, a horrible man with red eyes and no nose and everything started flying towards me on a broomstick. He didn't have a nose, basically like Voldemort in the movie. And he was wearing all black, but it was obvious he wasn't gothic. It was... Voldemort! No! I shouted in a scared voice, but then Voldemort shouted, Imperius! And I couldn't run away. Crookshanks! I shouted at him. Voldemort fell off his broom and started to scream. I felt bad for him even though I'm a sadist, so I stopped. Ebony! He yelled. Thou must kill Vampire Potter! I thought about Vampire and his sex eyes and his gothic black hair and how his face looks just like Joel Madden. I remembered that Draco had said I didn't understand, so I thought, what if Draco went out with Vampire before I went out with him and they broke up? No, Voldemort! I shouted back. Voldemort gave me a gun. No, please, I begged. Thou must, he yelled. If thou does not, then I shall kill thy beloved Draco. How did you know? I asked in a surprised way. Voldemort got a dude so retarded look on his face. I have telekinesis, he answered cruelly. And if you doth not kill Vampire, then thou know what will happen to Draco, he shouted. He then flew away angrily on his broomstick. I was so scared and mad, I didn't know what to do. Suddenly, Draco came into the woods. Draco! I said. Hi! Hi, he said, but his face was all sad. He was wearing white foundation and messy eyeliner, kind of like a pentagram, get it? Between Joel Madden and Gerard Way. Are you okay? I asked. No, he answered. I'm sorry I got all mad at you, but I thought you cheated on me, I expelled. That's okay, he said all depressed, and we went back to Hogwarts together making out. You know, Gabe, I would also appreciate a free gun. I'd love to get a free gun. Or maybe not. Depends on where the gun came from, I suppose. But if it were a cool gothic handing it to me, you bet I would take it. Or Gerard Way. Chapter 10. Author's note. Stop it, oo gay fags! If oo do not like my story, then fuck off! Plus, it turns out Bloody Mary isn't a muggle after all, and she and vampire are evil. That's why they moved houses, okay? I was really scared about Voldemort all day. I even upset went to rehearsals with my gothic metal band Bloody Gothic Rose 666. I am the lead singer of it and I play guitar. People say that we sound like a cross between GC, Slipknot, and MCR. The other people in the band are Bloody Mary, Vampire, Draco, Ron, although we call him Diablo now. He has black hair now with blue streaks in it. And Hagrid. Only today Draco and Vampire were depressed so they weren't coming, and we wrote songs instead. I knew Draco was probably slitting his wrists. He wouldn't die because he was a vampire too, and the only way you can kill a vampire is with a C-R-O-S-S. There's no way I'm writing that. Or a steak. And Vampire was probably watching a depressing movie like The Corpse Bride. I put on a black leather shirt that showed off my boobs and tiny matching miniskirt that said Simple Plan on the butt. You might think I'm a slut, but I'm really not. We were singing a cover of Helena, and at the end of the song I suddenly burst into tears. Ebony, are you okay? Bloody Mary asked in a concerted voice. What the fuck do you think? I asked angrily. And then I said, well, Voldemort came and the fucking bastard told me to fucking kill Harry. But I don't want to kill him because he's really nice, even if he did go out with Draco. But if I don't kill Harry, then Voldemort will fucking kill Draco. I burst into tears. Suddenly, Draco jumped out from behind a wall. Why didn't you fucking tell me? He shouted. How could you? You fucking poser muggle bitch! See, is that out of character? I started to cry and cry. Draco started to cry too, all sensitive, and then he ran out crying. We practiced for 1 more hour, then suddenly Dumbledore walked in angrily. His eyes were all fiery, and I knew this time it wasn't 'cause he had a headache. What have you done? He started to cry wisely. See, that's basically not swearing, and this time he was really upset, and we'll see why. Ebony Draco has been found in his room! He committed suicide by slitting his wrists! Chapter 11. Author's Note. I said stop flaming up, preps! See, if this chapter is stupid, it deals with really serious issues. See for herself if it's stupid. Thanks to my friend Raven for helping me. No! I screamed. I was horrified. Bloody Mary tried to comfort me, but I told her to fuck off, and I ran into my room crying myself. Dumbledore chased after me, shouting, but he had to stop when I went into my room cause he would look like a perv that way. Anyway, I started crying tears of blood, and then I slit both of my wrists. They got all over my clothes, so I took them off and jumped into the bath angrily while I put on a Linkin Park song at full volume. I grabbed a stake and almost stuck it into my heart to commit suicide. I was so fucking depressed. I got out of the bathtub and put on a black low-cut dress with lace all over it sandally. I put on black high heels with pink metal stuff on the ends and 6 pairs of skull earrings. I couldn't fucking believe it. Then I looked out the window and screamed. Snap was spying on me, and he was taking a videotape of me, and Lupin was masticating to it. They were sitting on their brooms. Ew, you fucking perv! Stop looking at me naked! Are you pedos or what? I screamed, putting on a black towel with a picture of Marilyn Manson on it. Suddenly, Vampire ran in. Abracadabra! He yelled at Snape and Lupin, pointing his womb. I took my gun and shot Snape and Lupin a gazillion times, and they both started screaming, and the camera broke. Suddenly, Dumbledore ran in. Anthony, it has been revealed that someone has... No! He shouted, looking at Snape and Lupin, and then he waved his wand, and suddenly... Hagrid ran outside on his broom and said, "Everyone, we need to talk." What do you know, Hagrid? You're just a little Hogwarts student. I may be a Hogwarts student. Hagrid paused angrily. But I'm also a Satanist! This cannot be, Snap said in a crisp voice as blood dripped from his hand where Dumbledore's wand had shot him. There must be other factors. You don't have any! I yelled in madly. Lupin held up the camera triumphantly. The lens may be ruined, but the tape is still there! I felt faint, more than I normally do, like how it feels when you do not drink enough blood. Why are you doing this? Lupin said angrily while he rubbed his dirty hands on his cloak. And then I heard the words that I had heard before, but not from him. I did not know whether to feel shocked or happy, or to bite him and drink his blood because I felt faint. Because... Hagrid said, and he paused in the air dramatically, waving his wand in the air. Then swooped he in, singing to the tune of a gothic version of a song by 50 Cent. Because you're gothic? Snap asked in a little afraid voice, 'cause he wasn't afraid it meant he was connected with Satan. Because I love her! Chapter 12. Author's Note. Stop F-ing, okay? Hagrid is a pedo to a lot of people in American schools are like that. I wanted to address the issue. How do you know Snap and Christian plus Hagrid isn't really in love with Ebony? That was Cedric, okay? I was about to slit my wrists again with the silver knife that Draco had given me in case anything happened to him. He had told me to use it valiantly against an enemy, but I knew that we must both go together. No! I thought it was Hagrid, but it was Vampire. He started to scream. No! My scar hurts! And then... his eyes rolled up. You could only see his red whites. I stopped. How did Oo know? I saw it! And my scar turned back into the lightning bolt! No! I ran up closer. I thought you didn't have a scar anymore, I shouted. I do, but Diabolo changed it into a pentagram for me and I always covered it up with foundation, he said back. Anyway, my scar hurt and it turned back into the lightning bolt. Save me! Then I had a vision of what was happening to Draco. Voldemort has him bondage. Anyway, I was in the school nurse's office now, recovering from my slit wrists. Snap and Lupin and Hagrid were there too. They were going to St. Mango's after they recovered because they were pedophiles. And you can't have those fucking pervs teaching in a school with lots of hot girls. Dumbledore had constipated the CDO camera they took of me naked. I put up my middle finger at them. Anyway, Hagrid came into my hospital bed holding a bouquet of pink roses. Anobi, I need to tell you something, he said in a serious voice, giving me the roses. Fuck off, I told him. You know I fucking hate the color pink anyways. And I don't like fucked up preps like you, I snapped. Hagrid had been mean to me before for being gothic. No, Anobi, Hagrid says. Those are not roses. What, are they goths too, you poser prep? I asked cause I was angry that he had brought me pink roses. I saved your life! He yelled angrily. No you didn't, I replied. You saved me from getting a Paris Hilton pee video made from your shower scene and being wooed by Snap and Lupin. Who masturbated? See, is that spelled wrong? To it he added silently. Whatever, I yelled angrily. He pointed to his wand at the pink roses. Those aren't roses. He suddenly looked at them, and with an evil look in his eye, and muttered, Well, if you wanted honesty, that's all you had to say. That's not a spell, that's an MCR song, I corrected him wisely. I know, I was just warming up my vocal cords. Then he screamed, Petulus merengo mi cremisli romacio! For all you cool gothic MCR fans out there, that was a tribute. Especially for Raven, I love you, girl. Imo noto okeo! And then the roses turned into a huge black flame coating in the middle of the air. And it was black. Now I knew he wasn't a prep. Okay, I believe you now. What the fuck is Draco? Hairgrid rolled his eyes. I looked into the balls of flame, but I could see nothing. You see, Anabi, Dumbledore said, watching the two of us watching the flame. To see what is in the flames. Haha, you reviewers flames, get it? You must find yourself first, okay? I have found myself okay, you mean old man, Hagrid yelled. Dumbledore looked shocked. I guess he didn't have a headache, or else he would have said something back. Hairgrid stormed off, back to his bed. You are a liar, Prof. Dumbledore! Anyway, when I got better, I went upstairs and put on a black leather mini dress that was all ripped on the ends with lace on it. There was some corset stuff on the front. Then I put on black fishnets and black high-heeled boots with pictures of Billy Joe Armstrong on them. I put my hair all out around me, so I looked like Samara from The Ring. If you don't know who she is, a prep, so fuck off. And I put on blood red lipstick, black eyeliner, and black lip gloss. You look kawaii, girl, Bloody Mary said sadly. Fangs, get it? You do too, I said sadly too, but I was still upset. I slit both of my wrists, feeling totally depressed, and I sucked all of the blood. I cried again in my bathroom, and put the shades on so Snap and Lupin couldn't spy on me this time. I went to some classes. Vampire was in the hair of magical magic creatures. He looked all depressed because Draco had disappeared, and he had used to be in love with Draco. He was sucking some blood from a Hufflepuff. Hi, he said in a depressed way. Hi back, I said in a wookily sad way. We both looked at each other for some time. Harry had beautiful red gothic eyes so much like Draco's. Then... we jumped on each other and started screwing each other. Stop it now, you horny simpletons! Shouted Professor McGoggle, who was watching us and so was everyone else. Vampire, you fucker! I said, slapping him. Stop trying to screw me! You know I loved Draco! I shouted, then I ran away angrily. Just then he started to scream. No! My scar hurts! And then... his eyes rolled up. You could only see his red whites. No! I ran up closer. I thought you didn't have a scar anymore! I shouted. I do, but Diablo changed it into a pentagram for me and I always cover it up with foundation, he said back. Anyway, my scar hurt and then I had a vision of what was happening to Draco. Voldemort has him in bondage! Special thanks to Raven, my Gothic's blood sister. What the supposed to writ this? Hey Raven, do you know where my sweater I? We'll continue on with the next chapter. Just give me a moment to get a drink. Chapter 13. Author's note. Raven, thanks for gelping me again. I'm sorry I took posture of Gerard, but that guy is such a fucking sex bomb. Preps, stop flamming! Vampire and I ran up the stairs looking for Dumbledore. We were so scared. Dumbledore! Dumbledore! We both yelled. Dumbledore came there. What is it now that you want, you despicable snobs? He asked angrily. Voldemort has Draco! We shouted at the same time. He laughed in an evil voice. No, don't! We need to save Draco! We begged. No, he said meanly. I don't give a darn what Voldemort does to Draco. Not after how he misbehaved in school, especially with you, Ebony, he said while he frowned looking at me. Besides, I never liked him that much anyway. Then he walked away. Vampire started crying. My Draco, he moaned. Author's note. Don't you think gay guys are like so hot? It's okay, I tried to tell him, but that didn't stop him. He started to cry tears of blood. Then he had a brainstorm. I had an idea, he exclaimed. What? I asked him. You'll see, he said. He took out his wand and did a spell. Then... suddenly, we were in Voldemort's lair. We ran in with our wands out just as we heard a croon voice say, Alakadabra! It was... Voldemort! Chapter 14. Author's note. Fuck off, preps, okay? Raven, thanks for helping again. I'm sorry I couldn't update, but I was depressed and I had to go to the hospital cause I slit my wrists. Plus, I'm not updating till you give me 10 god reviews. Warning! Some of this chapter is extremely scary. Warrior excursion advised. We ran to where Voldemort was. It turned out that Voldemort wasn't there. Instead, the fat guy who killed Cedric was. Draco was there crying tears of blood. Snaketail was torturing him. Vampire and I ran in front of Snaketail. Rid my sight, you despicable preps! He shouted as we started shooting him with the gun. He then suddenly looked at me and he fell down with a lovey-dovey look in his eyes. He said, in this, he is 16 years old, so he's not a pedophile, okay? Huh? I asked. Inobi, will you have sex with me? I love you, asked Snaketail. I started laughing crudely. What the fuck? You torture my BF, and then you expect me to fuck you? God, you are so fucked up, you fucking bastard, I said angrily. I then stabbed him in the heart. Blood poured out of it like a fountain. No! He screamed. He started screaming and running around. Then he fell down and died. I burst into tears sadly. Snaketail, what art thou doing? Called Voldemort. Then he started coming. We could hear his high heels clacking to us. So we got on our broomsticks and we flew to Hogwarts. We went to my room. Vampire went away. There I started crying. What's wrong, honey? Asked Draco, taking off his clothes so we could screw. He had a sex pack. Get it? 'Cause he's so sexa? And a really huge you-know-what and everything. It's so unfair, I yielded. Why can't I be ugly or plain like all the other girls and preps here except for Bloody Mary because she's not ugly or anything? Why would you want to be ugly? I don't like the preps anyway. They are such fucking sluts, answered Draco. Yeah, but everyone is in love with me! Like Snape and Lupin took a video of me naked. Hagrid says he's in love with me. Vampire likes me, and even now Snaketail is in love with me. I just want to be with you, okay, Draco? Why couldn't Satan have made me less beautiful? I shouted angrily. And don't worry, Ebony isn't a snob or anything, but a lot of people have told her she's pretty. I'm good at too many things! Why can't I just be normal? It's a fucking curse! I shouted, and then I ran away. Chapter 15. Author's note. Stop flaming, okay? But you suck from now on. Every time someone flams me, I'm gonna slit my wrists. Thanks to Raven for helping. Ebony, Ebony! Shouted Draco sadly. No, please, come back! But I was too mad. Whatever! Now oo can go have sex with Vampire, I shouted. I stormed into my room and closed my black door with my blood-red key. It had a picture of Marilyn Manson on it. He looked so sexy in a way that reminded me of Draco and Vampire. I started to cry and weep. I took a razor and started to slit my wrists. I drank the blood all depressed. Then I looked at my black GC watch and noticed it was time to go to biology class. I put on a short ripped black gothic dress that said Anarchy on the front in blood red letters and was all ripped and had a spiky belt. Under that I put on ripped black fishnets and boots that said Joel all over them with blood red letters. I put my ebony black hair out. Anyway, I went downstairs feeling all sad and depressed as usual. I did some advanced biology work. I was turning a bloody pentagram into a black guitar. Suddenly, The guitar turned to Draco. "Anobi, I love you!" he shouted sadly. "I do not care what those fucker preps and posers think. You're the most beautiful girl in the world. Before I met you, I used to want to commit suicide all the time. Now I just want to fucking be with you. I fucking love you." Then, he started to sing the Chronicles of Life and Death. We considered it our song now because we fell in love when Joel was singing it. Right in front of the entire class. His singing voice was so amazing and gothic and sexy, like a cross between Gerard, Joel, Chester, Pierre, and Marilyn Manson. Author's note. Don't you think those guys are so hot? If you do not know who they are, get the fuck out of her. I said after he was finished. Some fucking preps stared at us, but I just stuck up my middle fingers that were covered in black nail polish and were entwined with Draco's now at them. "I love you," I said, and then we started to kiss just like Hilary Duff. I fucking hate that bitch. And CMM in A Cinderella Story. Then we went away holding hands. Lupin shouted at us, but he stopped cause everyone was clapping by how sexy we looked together. Then I saw a poster saying that MCR would have a concert in Hogsmeade right then. We looked at each other all shocked, and then we went together. Hello, Craig. How you doing? We're reading some classic American literature today. I was feeling in a gothic mood, you know, a little depressed. So I decided after slicing my wrists that it was time to read some My Immortal. Indeed, as one does. You know, any true gothic at least. Like, stupid prep muggle bitches don't cut their riffs. But, you know, us cool gothics in here, we do. We cut all of our wrists and we drink all of the blood. Sometimes our ankles too, yeah. Sometimes our ankles too. Really, anywhere we can cut and masticate. Anywhere we can cut and masticate, we do. Chapter 16. Author's note. You know what? Shut up, okay? To prove to me nut preps. Raven, you suck, you fucking bitch. Give me back my fucking sweet. Supposed to read this. Raven, whoop, bick. Supposed to do this. But with thanks to Brittany5655 for taking my Japanese. We ran happily to Hogsmeade. There we saw the stage where GC had played. We ran in happily. MCR were there playing Helena. I was so fucking happy. Gerard looked even sexier than he did in the pictures. Even Draco thought so. I could totally see him getting an erection. But it didn't matter, cause I knew that we were the only true ones for each other. I was wearing a black leather mini dress and black leather platinum boots with red ribbed fishnets. Draco was wearing a baggy black MCR t-shirt and black baggy pants. Anyway, we stated marching to Helena. We Frenched. We ran up to the front of the band to stage dive. Suddenly, Gerard pulled off his mask. So did the others. We gasped. It wasn't them at all. It was... Voldemort and the Death Dealers! What the Draco, I'm not going to a concert with you! I shouted angrily. Not after what happened to me last time? Even if it's MCR, ooh, no, how much I licked them. What, cause we, you know. He gadgeted uncomfortably, cause guys don't like to talk about you-know-what. Yeah, cause we know you! Cause you know! I yielded in an angry voice. We won't do that again, Draco promised. This time, we're going with an escort! Are you giving into the mainstream? I asked. So I guess a prep or a Christina or what now? No, he muttered loudly. Are you becoming a prep or what? I shooed angrily. Anabi, I'm not! Please come with me! He fell down to his knees and started singing The World is Black by GC to me. I was flattened, cause that's not even a single. He had memorized the lyrics just for me. Okay, then I guess I will have to, I said. And then we Frenched for a while, and I went up to my room. Bloody Mary was standing there. Hajime mashite, girl, she said happily. She speaks Japanese, so do I. That means how do you do in Japanese. By the way, Willow, that fucking poser, got expelled. She failed all her classes, and she skipped math. Author's note. Raven oo fucking suck! Fuck oo! It serves that fucking bitch right! I laughed angrily. Well, anyway, we were feeling all depressed. We watched some gothic movies like Das Nightmare Before Xmas. Maybe Willow will die too, I said. Kawaii. Bloody Mare shook her head energetically, lethargically. Oh yeah, have a confession after she got expelled. I murdered her and then Lupin did it with her 'cause he's a necrophiliac. Kawaii, I commented happily. We talked to each other in silence for the rest of the movie. Oh hey, I'm going to a concert with Draco tonight in Hogsmeade with MCR, I said. I need to wear, like, the hot set outfit the Bloody Mary nodded. Enregedic Ali. Totally, let's go shopping. In Hot Topic, right? I asked, already getting out my special Hot Topic loyalty cardy. No, my head snapped up. What? My head spooning. I could not believe it. Bloody Mary, are you a prep? No, no, she laughed. I found some cool gothic stores near Hogwarts, that's all. Who told you about them? I asked, sure it would be Draco, or Diabolo, or Vampire. Don't even say that name to me. Or me. Dumbledore, she said. Let me just call our Brahms. Dumbledore? I asked quietly. Yeah, I saw the map for Hogsmeade on his desk, she told me. Come on, let's go. We were going in a few punk-off stores, specially for the concerts in Hogsmeade. The salesperson was, hotter than Gerard, except not 'cause that's impossible. And he gave me a few dresses. We only have these for the real goths. The real goths? Me and Bloody Mary asked. Yeah, who wouldn't believe how many posers there are in this town, man? Yesterday Lupin and Snap tried to buy a gothic camera pouch. He shook his head. I didn't even know they had a camera. No, they're gonna spy on me again! I cried, running out of the changing room, wearing a long black dress with lots of red tulle coming out and very low cut with a huge slit. Oh my Phaeton. Oh my Satan, you have to buy that outfit, the salesperson said. Yeah, it looks totally hot, said Bloody Mary. Yeah, I am, actually. I looked back at him. Ah, excuse me. Sorry. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. I'm just a bit too excited. Just a little bit too excited. I'm sorry, this is where things really start picking up. This is like one of my favorite parts. You know what? I am gonna give it to you free, cause you look really hot in that outfit. Hey, are you gonna be at the concert tonight? He asked. Yeah, I am actually. I looked back at him. Hey, BTW, my name is Ebondi da Arkness Dementia Tara. What's yours? Tom Ridd, he said and ran a hand through his black dyed hair. Maybe I'll see you there tonight. Yeah, I don't think so, cause I am going there with my BF Draco, you sick perv. I yelled angrily. But before he could beg me to go with him, Hagrid flew in on his black broom, looking worried. Oh my Edney, you need to get back into the castle now! man, I'm just on the edge of my seat in fucking suspense. You guys are not gonna believe what happens next. It's just I'm getting goosebumps right now. Just I need a second to just calm down. Chapter 17. Author's note. I said stop flimming das trial! If prep then did not read it. If you can tell whether prep or not by my quiz, it's on my homepage. If not, then rock. If are, then fuck off. Please, Willow isn't really a prep. Raven, please do this. I'll promise to give you back poster. Tom Riddle gave us some clothes and stuff for free. He said he would help us with makeup if he wanted, cause he was really into fashion and stuff. He's bisexual. Hargard kept shooting at us to come back to Hogwarts. What the fuck, Hagrid? I shouted angrily. Fuck off, you fucking bastard! Well, anyway, Willow came. Hargard went away angrily. Hey bitch, you look kawaii, she said. Yeah, but not as kawaii as you, I answered sadly, cause Willow's really pretty and everything. She was wearing a short black corset thingy with blood red lace on it, and a black blood red miniskirt, leather fishnets, and black pointy boots that showed off how pale she was. She had a really nice body with big bobs and everything. She was thin enough to be anorexic. Leather fishnets don't sound like they'd be very comfortable. Can anybody who's worn fishnets tell me just how comfortable would leather fishnets be? Or I guess anybody who's like worn stockings or anything like that. You know, that kind of like wear. That would be terrible. I can't imagine them not being terrible. What anorexically thin girls have big bobs? Willow, obviously. So, are you going to the concert with Draco? She asked. Yeah, I said happily. Then I'm going with Diabolo, she answered happily. Well, anyway, Draco and Diabolo came. They were both looking extremely hot and sexy, and you could tell they thought we were hot too. Diablo was wearing a black t-shirt that said 666 on it. He was wearing tons of makeup, just like Marilyn Manson. Draco was wearing black leather pants, a gothic black GC t-shirt, and black Vans he got from Da Warped Tour. Bloody Mart was going to the concert with Dracola. Dracola used to be called Naval, but it turned out that he was kidnapped at birth, and his real family were vampires. They died in a car crash. Naval converted to Satanism, and he went goth. He was in Slytherin now. He was wearing a black warped t-shirt, black jeans, and shoes, and black hair with red streaks in it. We call him Dracula now. Well, anyway, we all went to Draco's Black Mercy Benz. Get it? 'Cause we're thick that his dad Lucian gave him. We did pot, coke, and crack. Draco and I made out. We made fun of those stupid fucking preps. We soon got there. I gasped. Gerard was the sexiest guy ever. He looked even sexier than he did in pics. He had long raven black hair and piercings blue eyes. He was really skinny, and he had an amazing ethnic voice. We moshed to Helena and some other songs. Suddenly, Gerard pulled off his mask. So did the other members. I gasped. It wasn't Gerard at all. It was an ugly, preppy man with no nose and red eyes. Everyone ran away but me and Draco. Draco and I came. It was... Vladimir and the Death Dealers. "Ooh, moronic idiots," he shooted angstily. "Enobi, I told Oo to kill vampire. Thou have failed, and now..." "I shall kill thou and Draco." "No, no, please!" we begged sadly, but he took out his knife. Suddenly, a gothic old man flew in on his broomstick. He had long black hair and a long black beard. He was wearing a black robe that said Avril Lavigne on the back. He shouted a spell and Vladimir ran away. It was... Dumbledore! Man. That fucking ramped up, didn't it? That went from like fucking 60 to 100 real fucking fast. I can't believe Gerard wasn't Gerard again either, man. Yeah, I know that feeling, Gabe. I know that feeling. But it's good to stand up for what you believe in, you know? Vampire might have AIDS. Vampire might have also gone out with Draco before Ebony started dating Draco. But, you know, you can't turn your back on your friends. There's no way Enobi could ever have killed Vampire Potter. Chapter 18. Author's note. I said stop flamming! If oo do then a fucking prep. Thanks to Raven for the help and stuff. rock and nut a prep. Fangs for my sweet suitor. Piss da oder essen Dumbledore swore is cause he trying to be gothic so der. I woke up the next day in my coffin. I walked out of it and put on some black eyeliner, black eyeshadow, blood bed lipstick, and a black, really low cut leather dress that was all ripped and in stripes so you could see my belly. I was wearing a skull belly ring with black and red diamonds in it. The night before, Draco and I went back to the skull. Get it? Skull, 'cause I'm gothic and I like death. Dumbledore chased Voldemort away. We flew there on our brooms. Mine was black and the broom stuff was blood red. There was lace all over it. Draco had a black MCR broom. We went back to our rooms, and we had you-know-what to a Linkin Park song. Because if there's anything that would get me in the mood, it's Chester Bennington screaming about how depressed and horribly anxious he is. Let me tell you, I can't even get aroused if Paranoid isn't playing in the background. Alright? Well, anyway, I went down to the Great Hall. There all the walls were painted black, and the tables were black too. But you would see that there was pink pant underneath the black pant. And there were pastors of poser bands everywhere, like Ashley Simpson and the Backstreet Boys. What the f- I shouted, going to sit next to Bloody Mary and Willow. Bloody Mary was wearing a black leather mini with a good sharp tralote t-shirt, black fishnets, and black pointy boots. Willow was wearing a long gothic black dress with blood red writing that was all lacy and came up to your thighs, and black boots and fishnets. Vampire, Dracula, and Draco came. We started to talk about who was sexier, Mikey or Gerard Way or Billy Joe Armstrong. The boys joined in cause they were bi. Those guys are so fucking hot, Navel was saying as suddenly a gothic old man with a black beard and everything came. He was the same one who had chased away Voldemort yesterday. He had normal tan skin, but he was wearing white foundation, and he had dyed his hair black. Dumbledore! One, we all gasped. What a I shouted angrily. I thought he was just wearing that to scare Voldemort. Hello, everyone, he said happily. As oo can see, I gave the room a makeover. What do oo think about it? Everyone from the poser table in Gryffindor started to cheer. Well, we goths just looked at each other all disgusted and shook our heads. We couldn't believe what a poser he was, one. But You can call me Albert. He called as we left to our classes. What a fucking poser, Draco shouted angrily as we went to transformation. We were holding hands. Vampire looked really jealous. I could see him crying blood in a gothic way. Get it? Way like Gerard. But I didn't say anything. I bet he's having a midlife crisis, Willow shouted. I was so fucking angry. Fucking poser. Fucking poser. Excuse me, Roy? I think the only muggle prep in here is ooh. Okay? It's only cool gothics around here. No one who isn't slitting their wrists and dyeing their hair black and wearing white foundation and corsets and lacy stuff with pointy black combat boots isn't allowed here. But hi, welcome on in. Excuse me, I nearly choked. I nearly choked to death with depression. Ooh the dumb bick, Roy. Ooh the dumb prick. Chapter 19. I'm not okay, I promise. Author's note. Please stop flaming the story if you do a fucking prep and jealous, okay, 1-1? From knock on I'm going to delt men revoyos. 1-1-1. BT Ivondi a poor blood so der. Thanks to Raven for the help 1-1. All day we sat angrily thinking about Dumbledore. We were so fucking pissed off. Well, I had one thing to look forward to. The MCR concert. It had been postponed, so we could all go. Anyway, I went to the common room sadly to cut classes. Sorry, I saw cut and I just immediately got excited. Thought she was going to cut her wrists there. Draco was being all secretive. I asked what it was, and he got all mad at me and started crying all hot and angsty. Aren't sensitive bi guys so hot? No one fucking understands me, one! He shouted angrily as his black hair went in his big blue eyes like Billy Joe in Boulevard of Borkin Dreams. He was wearing black baggy pants, a black MCR t-shirt and a black dye. Get it? Instead of tie cause I'm gothic. I was wearing a black leather low-cut top with chains all over it. All over a black leather mini, black high-held boots, and a cross belly thing. My hair was all up in a messy, really high bun, like Amy Lee in Gong Under. Email me if you wanna see that pic. Accuse me? What about me? I growled. Boy, but... he grunted. No, you fucking bastard! Wait, no, you fucking bastard! I moaned. No! Wait! It's not what it fucking looks like! He shouted. But it was too late. I knew what I heard. I ran to the bathroom angrily, cringed. Draco banged on the door. I whipped and wept as my bloody eyeliner streamed down my cheeks and made cool tears down my feces, like Benji in the video for Girls and Boys. Raven, that is so our video. I took out a cigarette and started to smoke pot. Suddenly Hargrid came. He had appearated. You gave me a fucking shock! I shouted angrily, dropping my pot. What the fuck do you think you're doing in the girls' room? Only it wasn't just Hargrid. Someone else was with him too. For a second, I wanted it to be Tom Ridd or maybe Draco, but it was Dumbledore. Hey, I need to ask you a question, he said, pulling out his black wannabe gothic purse. What are you wearing to the concert? Know who MCR are? I gasped. No, I just saw there was a concert that a lot of goths and punks were going to, he said. Anyway, Draco has a surprise for you. Chapter 20. Author's note. I said, did not occur what you think. Stop flamming, okay, preps? One? Thanks to Raven for the help, one. Oh yeah, but it'll be on vacation in Transylvania for the next 3 days, so do not expect updates. All day I wondered what the surprise was. Meanwhile, I put on a black leather mini, a black corset with purple lace stuff all over it, and black gothic compact boots. MCR were going to do the concert again, since Volksamort had taken over the last one. I slit my wrists while I moshed to MCR in my bedroom all night, feeling excited. Suddenly, someone knocked on the door while I was trying on some black clothes and moshing to Fang U for Da Venom. I got all mad and turned it off, but sacredly, I hopped inside that it was Draco so we could do it again. What the fucking hell are you doing? I shouted angrily. It was Lupin. Are you gonna come rape me or what? I yelled. I was allowed to say that because Dumbledore had told us all to be careful around him and Snap since he was a pedo. No, actually. Get it? Hell. Can I please borrow some condoms? He growled angrily. Yeah, so you can fuck her 6-year-old girlfriend, huh? I shouted sarcastically. Fucker, he said, gong away. Well, anyway, I put on some black eyeshadow, black eyeliner, and some black lipstick and white foundation. Then I went. Then I gasped. Snake and Lupin were in the middle of the empty hall, doing it, and Dobby was watching one. Oh my god, you ludicrous idiot! They both shooted angrily when they saw me. Dobby ran away crying. They got up though. Normally I would have been turned on. I love king guys do it. But both of them were fucking preps. But Snake is moved to Gryffindor now. What the f- Is that why you wanted condoms? I asked sadistically. See, I spelled that. Only you wouldn't give them to me! Lumpkin shouted angrily. Well, you should have told me, I replayed. You dimwit. Snake began to shoot angrily. And then... I took out my black camera and took a pic of them. Who could see that they were naked and everything. Well, excuse me, they both shouted angrily. What was that all about? It was to blackmail you, I snarked. So now next time you see me doing it with my boyfriend, you can't fucking rat me out or I'll show this to Dumbledore. So fuck off, you bastards. I started to run. They chased me, but I threw my wound at them, and they tripped over it. Well, anyway, I went outside, and there was Vampire, looking extremely fucking hot. What if where'd Draco? I asked him. Oh, he's being a fucking bastard. He told me he wouldn't come. Vampire said, shaking his head. You wanna come with me? To the concert? Then... he showed me his flying car. I gasped. It was a black car. He said his dog father, Sirius Black, had given it to him. The license plate on the front said MCR666 on it. The one on the back said Enobi on it. I gasped. We flew to the concert hall. MCR were there, playing. vampire and I began to make out, moshing to the music. I gasped, looking at the band. I almost had an organism. Gerard was so fucking hot. He began to sing Helena, and his beautiful voice began to fill the hall. And then, I heard some crying. I turned and saw Draco, crying in a corner. Oh no. Oh no. Draco crying in a corner. You should have known, Ennaby. You should have known he would be there at the concert. And now he's seen you kissing another guy. Not only that, the guy he used to kiss. Sorry, this part just makes me so emotional every time. Just wiping my tears away right now. Wait. I forgot. How many more pages do we have? We're just about halfway through this. Tell you what. Tomorrow we'll finish reading the rest of this. Tomorrow we'll start reading the rest of this. We'll finish it. My throat is honestly starting to hurt a bit. Thank you much, Gabe. Thank you for coming by, everybody. I'll see ya tomorrow. Bye 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 bye. Bye 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 bye.